Hi there, Amaka. It's Ryan. Sending you a workout recording because I know that sometimes we struggle with the live online with the two of us together. Sometimes our signals between Nigeria and South Africa don't seem to like playing along with each other, and I can't always see what you're doing properly. So what I've decided we're going to do is I'm going to send you some pre-recorded workouts every week, and we'll still meet once or twice live with a video call. I think it's important. I can't always see what you're doing, so I'm not 100% sure that you're doing it correctly. So I just need to make sure that at least with the video I'm teaching it correctly, and then hopefully you can follow correctly. So what I'd like you to do for me is I'm going to send you each video one exercise at a time, so multiple videos, like maybe 1 minute per video. And then what you're going to do from that, if you can, I want you to record yourself doing each video as well. Maybe if you want to, for your fans, you're more than welcome to add me and then add yourself doing it. We can kind of do a combo video concept. That's entirely up to you. But let's get it going. I'm basically going to give you the same workout we have been doing, something similar. I'm going to put it into a little bit more structure and give you a little bit more freedom to decide which exercises you want to do or which exercises you can do and which you can't really leave for later. You also get to decide how long you do each exercise. I'm just going to show you the technical outlay of each exercise. Make sure that you're doing it correctly and that you understand it. And then from there, what we're going to do is you're going to take the lead for yourself. Alright? Let's get going. Alright, for our warm-up, what we're going to do is we're going to start seated. I want you to sit upright as possible. Alright? I want you to sit a little bit forward, so don't slouch in your chair. Sit closer to the front, to the edge of your chair. I want you to sit upright, nice long neck, alright? We're going to take our legs wide to give us a little bit of support. And all I want you to do is take your left hand over to your right knee, and we're going to switch. Take right hand over to your left knee. Now you see the other hand is going behind me and coming back to the knees and behind me. All we're doing is we're warming up the spine, we're warming up all the core muscles around the spine, right? We're warming up the back, and we're just simply going to start. Knees are wider than shoulder width, almost what we would call a plie position or a very wide squat. Alright, not totally wide, not at your maximum width. And we're just going to rotate, turn, rotate, and turn. This you do for as long as you want. It's just to warm up the back, nice long spine, and then just switch. If you can, and maybe you're sitting on a bed, you take the free hand and you push it even further behind you, but you just simple exercise like that. That's exercise, warm-up exercise number 1. Alright, our second warm-up exercise, we're going to take our legs even wider. Alright, take them to your maximum, comfortably seated width. Alright, we're still sitting upright, our tummies are tight, our shoulders are back, our neck is always extended and lengthened. You've got to think of stretching up that spine, alright? And we're going to do the same thing. Our hands are going to start on our knees. We're going to free one hand down, go as low as you feel comfortable. Be careful with this because it's a lot of pressure into the back and the hip, the actual hip joint. So you've got to test it slowly. Don't rush into it. Everything starts slow. We're going to go down and touch the floor, but you're going to rest the other hand. Just to give yourself a little bit of support. Touch the floor and up, alternating sides, touch the floor and up. It's the simple exercise. Just touch and up, and we touch and up. And remember when you're doing it, there's going to be a slight rotation. So as you touch with your left hand down, look to your right. So there's a bit of a neck rotation. Look to the left. And you rotate. That's the second warm-up exercise. Give it a go, let me know how it goes. The next one is just simply for the neck. You can have your legs wherever you want as long as you're still sitting upright. Remember, just sitting upright, we're activating the core muscles, we're activating the back. When we slouch and look frumpy, everything just kind of sags, and we don't want sagging. We want extending, we want lifting. Lifting alone should give you a tiny bit of an activation to working those muscles. Remember when you're seated to pull the belly button in as much as you can. Don't relax the tummy. Pull the belly button in, pull the shoulders back, lift the chest up, lift the neck. Right. All we're going to do is warm up the head neck. So we're going to pull our head, take our left hand over to the right ear, and we're going to pull the left ear to the left shoulder without lifting the shoulder. Push the shoulder down, pull the left head over to the left. You hold it for as long as you feel comfortable. We release, we're going to swap. pull over to the right, and again, you do this at your own pace that you're comfortable with. We're going to release, we're going to repeat. You do as many as you feel comfortable to do, and release, and we repeat. And remember, when you do it, don't put your head forward. Extend your neck, pull the ear to the shoulder, not to the nipple, to the shoulder, and we pull. Give it a go, let me know how it goes. Alright, our next one, we're just going to warm up the shoulders, and it's a very simple exercise. We're just going to roll the shoulders all the way up to the ears, push all the way back as if you're trying to squeeze the shoulder blades together, then push the hands all the way down, dropping the shoulders down, bringing it forward as if you're trying to bring them together in the front, back up to the ears, back to the back down to the floor. Just big shoulder exercises, big rolls. Again, you do as many as you feel comfortable doing. It's a nice exercise to do. It's a little bit of a workout. If you're not familiar with exercise, it's a good one to do to warm up everything. Switch around. We're going to change. Always make sure you change the directions. That's the important part. Alright? Do that one as well. Do it. I would suggest most exercises try and do between 30 seconds and a minute. But if you want to go for longer, you go for longer, as long as you don't hurt yourself. And as long as you get something out of it. Doing it when you don't feel anything is pointless. Let me know how it goes. Alright, so we're going to do a few cardio exercises. Why? When we say cardio, we're going to, as long as it gets the heart rate up to a level that you feel comfortable with, then it's cardio. Alright, cardio is not just running on the spot. Cardio is not just running up a hill. As long as we're elevating that heart rate, we're getting a cardio workout, but we're going to particularly aim these to be cardio workouts, whereas some of the exercises are going to be particularly aimed at being more of a strength workout, alright? But sometimes they might feel like the same thing because your heart rate is up to the roof, alright? You need to feel comfortable with where your heart is at, both emotionally and physically. Feel comfortable. You need to slow yourself down. I can't tell you how you feel, only you know. Alright, so we're going to start off simply. We're going to separate. We're not going to add arms to legs at this particular point in time. We'll get to that next week. All I want you to do is, whether you're sitting upright or leaning back in your chair, try your best to sit in a normal chair as opposed to a couch. And you're just going to sit back to where you feel comfortable to individually lift your legs. Alright? That's all I want. To individually lift those legs. If you need to lean back to do it, please do. If you can sit upright, please do. And all I want is a little lift alternating. And once you've got that comfort level going, you might find that you have to do this. If you feel that you can't lift a leg without leaning back, rather sit back more in the chair and lean. And I just want you to lift the leg. And as you get comfortable, you're going to start picking up the pace. And all we're going to be doing is picking up the pace, and you're going to go as fast as you feel comfortable for as long as you feel comfortable. That's it. Alright, I know saying that's it is simple. I've been doing exercise for 26 years, you haven't. So you've got to tell me what you can and can't do. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Alright, our next one, we're going to do an upper body cardio. Alright, this is a fun one. You're going to take your hands as wide as you can. If you are sitting on a bed, that's great. If you're not, you're going to fake it. If you're sitting next to on a chair, it's probably going to work you harder because you're going to drop your hands lower. And all we're going to do is raise our hands to shoulder height. But now remember, sit upright, because this one we can do. Sit upright, shoulders back, chest lifted, neck extended. And we're going to touch up, touch up, touch up, touch up. Now you're going to go as fast as you feel comfortable. Remember, your palms are down, and we're going to go there, big, 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 big. You do a pace that works for you. But remember, we're trying to get our heart rate up. So you're going to try and go faster and faster and faster and faster. If it feels like you might hurt yourself, you slow yourself down, 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 down. Alright, so our next one is a simple calf raise. I'm going to show you sideways. Don't get nervous. These are for real. We are going to be using them. It's a very good thing to use. You'll see just now. Just in case you're wondering why I've got two iron buckets with me. I want you to sit. Now again, if you're struggling to sit upright, alright, you're more than welcome to lean back in your chair, but I'd like you to try and sit upright, because this should be easier to do because you're not lifting a leg up and down, which is going to force you to sit back. I just want you to sit upright, and we're going to lift both heels and drop. Lift both heels and drop. So it's a seated calf raise, and you're going to lift, 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 lift. Alright? And we're going to start doing that, and you're going to go as high as you can, and when you get comfortable, you're going to increase your pace. Push, 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 push. Everything else is still. Everything else is still. Push, 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 push. All we're doing is activating all those calf muscles, alright? Let me know how it goes. You go for as long as you can. Alright, our next exercise. Hands to shoulders. And we're going to individually, we're going to raise our arms high, but be careful of raising. You see what happens? Sometimes when we raise our arms, we pull it to the shoulder, to the ear. We don't want that. We want to keep the distance between the shoulder and the ear and raise the arm, not the shoulder. So just be aware of that. You're going to sit upright again as much as you can. If you need to lean back, it's fine, but try your best to sit upright. And we're just going to push, 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 push. So at this stage of the game, we are still trying to get our heart rate up whilst working the arms. There's a little bit of a warm-up exercise, and you're just going to push as far as you feel comfortable. If this is too fast, you slow it down. You've got to go with what makes you feel comfortable. But you're going to go for as long as you can until those muscles start to burn. That's what we want. With every exercise, when you start feeling a burn, then you push for as long as you can through that burn. When you're like, oh no, I can't do this anymore, that's when you stop. Alright, give it a go. Alright, our next exercise. Now again, you might need to lean back. If you do, that's fine. I'd like you to try and do it seated, so you're slightly leaning forward. If you need to lean back, I'm happy with that. But just make sure that when you're leaning back, you're not slouching, and you're not collapsing, and you're not relaxing everything. You still got to pull the tummy in. You still got to extend your spine. Alright? If you need to lean back, you lean back. We're going to start seated. And you can hold on to the chair if you want to. I want you to lift the leg and we open and open. Be careful of doing, remember when we did it, I saw you were doing this. I don't want you to extend out. Don't do that. Just open, open, open. Now again, in order to do this, it's going to activate all our abdominal muscles and it's going to make everything in the front work. If it's too much, then lean back and do this, but don't extend. It's a different exercise. Okay, I want you to keep the knee bent at 90, and you open, you open, you open, you open. We're working the hip flexors primarily, a little bit of the quad, alright? And you do as much as you can, open, open. You will feel that you're activating the abdominals by lifting that leg, because the hip flexors are attaching to the abs as well. Let me know how it goes. Alright, our next one, upper body as well. You see we're alternating upper and lower body. I want you to take your hands here. Look where I've got them. Okay? They're not here. They're not here. They're there. 90 degrees at the elbow, and they're wide. And we're going to push forward so that the hand is in line with the shoulder. Bring back to there. So wherever that elbow line is, you'll see would be there. I want you to push forward so that it's in line with the shoulder. Push back. And we're going to push both forward, push both back. When you push back, think of squeezing into the back. And then when you push forward, don't collapse. Stays upright. When you pull back, push forward. Pull back, push forward. Pull back. When you pull back, you can slow this one down if you want to. Although I still want it to feel a bit more like a cardio exercise. You're going to squeeze into the back. And when you push forward, you're basically going to squeeze the chest muscles together by pushing forward. Back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward. Do as many as you can, time yourself, let me know. Alright, we're back to legs. This one again, you might need to lean back. I'm totally happy if you need to. Try and sit up if you can, but if you need to lean back, lean back. And we're going to do individual leg extensions. Now, your aim is to lift the knee and extend. Try not to push down to the floor and push out. If you need to do that, that's fine. I'm happy if you do that, but I want you to aim your best is to see a look at the knee height. Start with your feet on the ball of your foot, heel lifted, and try and extend that leg with the heel coming up to the same height as the knee, not dropping it down to the floor. Okay? Again, if you need to drop down to the floor, drop down to the floor. Otherwise, I want you to sit like this, and we're going to lift, and you're going to go at a pace that feels comfortable, but as you get more and more comfortable, you're going to pick up the speed, and we're just going to lift, 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 lift. Alright, that is going to work your quads a lot more. Again, it's going to work your hip flexors. You are going to lean back, and because you're doing this and lifting a leg muscle up, it's going to activate your abs as well. It's a little bit of an all over, but we're aiming for the quads. Alright, show me. Alright, our next upper body. We've done this before, arms are out. Again, I want you to do your best to sit upright. Alright, slightly lean forward. Legs are comfortably apart. Arms are up, chin is lifted. Be careful when you lift your arms again. Don't lift the shoulder. Try your best to drop and pop that shoulder down. Bring your hands back so that your hands are just a little bit behind the line of spine, not in front of it. You see what happens if I bring my arms forward? I kind of collapse forward. Push back to push the girls up. Push the chest back. And we're going to take our hands, go into a fist. Take those hands into a fist. And I want you to give me, you'll see, a little circle. A little circle. That's what we want. But be careful of moving everything else. Keep everything else still. And as you get comfortable, you start picking up the speed of those circles. And again, it's not much more than that. It's not much more than that. And we go, and we start picking up the speed, and we go faster, and faster, and faster, and faster, and faster, and that's how we're going to do it. Let's get going. Good. Show me. Alright, our next one is like the warm-up we've just done, but you're going to do a lot more of them and a little bit faster. But again, you've got to make sure that you do a pace that's comfortable for you. So take the legs quite wide, what we would call a clear position almost. Not quite, it's almost there. And I want you to lean forward, touch the floor, one hand, lean back. And I want you to lean all the way back. Forward, and we lean back. Forward, and we lean back. And I want you to do as many as you feel comfortable with. You can support yourself with the other hand. We touch. If you find that this is easy for you, then we're going to go both hands forward, both hands back, both hands forward, both hands back. That's all we're going to do. Alright, again, if that's too much, you can rest and touch. One hand, rest and touch the other hand. This needs to be done slower. It is not a cardio exercise. It needs to be slow. Alright? Otherwise, you might injure yourself. We don't want that. Alright, our next exercise is going to be a little bit more on the abs. You're going to, if you're seated with something on either side of you like a couch, then do it. And again, I prefer to be in a chair. If you're not in a chair, then it's going to be easier because you can press into something to reach over, alright, because that is the exercise. If you're not seated next to something, then you're more than welcome to sort of rest the hand a little bit here to give you a tiny bit of support. But as I'm leaning over, you see what I'm doing is I'm resting my hand, sort of pushing into that arm, but I don't want you to collapse. So we're going to reach over as far as you feel comfortable. We don't want to hurt you. So you're going to reach over as far as you can and back, reach over as far as you can and back. Now it's important for those legs to be wide so that there's a bit of a sort of support system. You see how wide it is? I've got more support by leaning into this arm and reaching. And we're going to reach. And we're going to reach. So we're working the obliques, we're working the abs, primarily all these muscles on the side. We're also working the arms. And you've got to be careful of collapsing your head. Okay. Long neck. We reach. We reach. We reach. We reach. Try those. Give me a few. Show me how it goes. Alright, our next one. And again, you might not be ready for this because I know your knee's not so happy. But I want you to, on purpose, lean back into your chair. And I want you to lift that leg as high as you feel comfortable. Slowly. Just slowly lift it up. Slowly lift it up. It will work your abs. It will work your quads. It will work your hip flexors. And you slowly, just gradually lift that leg up. Lift that leg up. Show me how it goes. And you just lift. And you lift. And you lift. If it's too much, just do one on each side. or just lift lower. Just lift lower. Your aim is to get your knee all the way to your chest. Obviously, we're not going to do that. But we're going to lift, and we're going to lift, and we're going to lift. Alright. Alright, our next one. Now, I know you've got those canisters that you filled with cement. Just so you know, I find wine bottles, as much as they're lovely to drink, what's inside them, are very useful because they've got a good sort of a diameter to wrap our hands around, alright? And because of the glass, and if you fill up the container with any liquid, I find it very hard to keep a wine bottle full of wine, because it's, meant to be drunk. But anyway, once you've had the wine, if you fill it with water, alright, it is 1.2 kilograms on average. It's a very nice weight, and I might need you to consider this. It's a very good starting weight. Plus, it's easy to hold. Alright, so I'm going to do just a few little upper body exercises, and I'm going to show you exactly how to use them. Alright, our first exercise is a bicep curl. So, you can do one of two ways of doing it. If you hold it with your palms facing, and we don't want arms to collapse the wrist. We don't want that to be happening. You've got to think about, imagine that you've got a cast around your wrist, and you can't move there. Cast. This is tight. Imagine there's no joints. From hand to elbow is one bone, so you can't collapse, alright? I want you to hold it. We're going to try both ways. You're going to sit upright, hands are next to you. You're going to bring the palms to your shoulders and back down, alright? If you work it differently, you'll see here, if I go into a fist, my arm changes, the bicep muscle changes as you rotate the arm. It works at short because you turn it up, it bunches the muscle up closer to the shoulder. It's kind of a short training of the muscle, whereas you turn the palm down, it's a long training of the muscle. They both work differently. So what I'd like you to do is a set of each. You're going to try your best to aim for 20 or 10 palms up, and whilst you're doing it, I want you to squeeze your ribcage. Imagine you're holding $1 million check underneath each armpit. So squeeze your ribcage, so it's automatically activating everything. Then what I want you to do is those bicep curls, alright? Once you've done 10 or 20 on that way, you're going to turn your palms to face each other, and you're going to bring the bottom top to the shoulders like that. That's the first exercise. Alright, our second one, we're going to take our legs wide, we're going to sit upright, look where I'm holding the bottles, the palms are facing each other, not this way, they're facing each other, and I want you to lift one bottle at a time, and we're just going to raise it forward. Why I don't want both is if you raise both, it puts a lot of pressure on your back and your tummy if you're not ready for it, then it's going to either push you backwards, or it's going to hurt your shoulder, or you're going to swing. So just start one at a time, and we alternate, and we reach. This is training all these muscles here in the front of the shoulder, and we lift, and we lift, and we lift. Do as many as you feel comfortable to do. Show me. But make sure you're sitting up properly, eh? Alright, for the next one, look at how I'm sitting. Again, try your best to sit upright. If you need to lean back, that's fine. If you are leaning back, think about extending your spine. Alright? And if you are leaning back, make sure your lower back is supported, so make sure there's a cushion behind you. So, what we want is we want to sit as upright as possible, holding the bottles with your palms facing in, not up. Palms facing in, and all I want you to do is squeeze your ribcage again with the upper arm like you're holding $1 million check underneath your armpits, and we're going to open up the arm. You see what I'm doing? Is all I'm squeezing there, so the elbow's not going behind the back. The elbow stays forward, and we're squeezing, trying to get the hand on either side in line with each other. So you squeeze back. This is going to work your back. Yes, it's going to work your back and your bicep. But the more you squeeze and the more you control and the slower you make it, and especially on the back part, it's going to squeeze into the back and we release. We squeeze into the back and we release. Give it a go. Alright, I don't want to overwork you, so just one more exercise. We're going to take our bottles and we're going to hold them palms facing forward. Next to us on the side, ideally if you're on a couch, you're going to take your hands wide, obviously. If If you're here, you're going to bring them all the way down and just slowly lift up. But now when you lift up, I want you to think about again, not lifting the shoulder. Keep the elbow slightly bent. Don't block it. Slightly bent, palms are facing forward, and we're going to just lift up and drop and lift up and drop. And you're sitting upright. Don't hold your breath. Lift that chin, lift the chest. Deep breathing, nice and slow, nice and controlled. I can feel, even though this isn't a weight I normally use, if I do it slowly and I'm controlled, I can feel it working. And that's it. Alright, that's it. Now for a little bit of a cool down. The same exercises we did in the beginning when we warmed up, we're going to use to cool down, but we're going to slow it down completely. We're going to hold each position. So let's make one little video. We're going to rotate. Take the left hand to the outside of the right knee. Your knees, I would say, are 40. If you've got a straight line here, 45 to the spine is where your knees are. You're going to rotate, grab to the outside, and you're going to pull on that leg and rotate as much as you feel comfortable, taking that right shoulder and pulling it back. And then we're going to switch sides, and we're going to pull, taking that left shoulder back, slow and controlled. We're going to repeat, right shoulder back. We go, left shoulder back, turn. Good. You can always do more if you want to. Now I want to do the reach again. We're going to hold, we're going to go down, we're going to reach, see as far as you can go, as comfortable as you feel. If you want to relax your upper body more, relax it. Otherwise, just reach forward. We're going to come up, we're going to swap, at the side, go down, hold it, come up. We swap first side, we're going to go down, hold it, come up, and we swap. Second side, down, come up, and we swap. We're going to pull our head to the side, remember this one. Lift the chest, lift the chin, pull the ear to the shoulder on that side. We're going to swap sides, other side. First side, let's go. You can hear this music and play, it's quite cool. And we swap this. Yeah. Good. Now the shoulders. Big circles. Big circles. We'll do 4 each way. Big circles. Good. Other side. Let's go. Big. 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 And there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, remember, look at what I'm doing, understand what I'm doing, understand it, and then do it for as long as you feel comfortable. Record yourself for me, send me a recording to show me how long you did it for. And if you want to, you're more than welcome to add my video and your video together and share it. Hope you have a good day. Bye!